Good evening. I would like to call to order tonight's meeting of the ISD 191 Burnsville-Egan Savage School Board. The date is August 22nd, 2019, and the time is 6:30. I'd like to start by welcoming our guests who are here in person. Thank you for showing an interest in our work on behalf of our students, and also to those who happen to be tuning in at home. With that, Director Currier, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We will start by approving tonight's agenda. Do I have a motion to approve? Moved by Director Schatz. Second?
Second.
Seconded by Director Hume. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving tonight's agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay, and the motion carries. We will start off with committee reports. Let's see. Starting with Director Currier, report from the Policy Review Committee.
Yes, I have a report. The Policy Committee met on Tuesday, August 13th, and I'll report on our work along with our September 10th work at our September 12th meeting.
Great. Negotiations, Director Schatz.
There's no report at this time.
Thank you. Director Miller, Legislative Committee.
There is no report at this time.
Okay. Moving along to Student Performance and Achievement Committee, Committee of the Whole. We, of course, have a workshop tonight to have our first Committee of the Whole meeting talking about third grade reading. And we currently have Ready for Kindergarten scheduled for our next meeting, September 12th. Are there any reports for board assignments? Director Currier.
I have a report for District 917. Though 917's meetings are usually the first Tuesday of the month, we have a couple of tweaks during the year. August is one of them. We met this Tuesday. The oath of the office was administered to the newly appointed Lakeville Board Representative, Kathy Lewis. She was also elected treasurer. She had served on the 917 board in the past, so was familiar with its processes. The agenda continued with policy reviews. 917 is transitioning, as we did, to the MSBA MASA model. Superintendent Zuzik presented a monthly list of agenda items for our review, and we gave feedback. The 2019-20 district leadership goals were also presented and reviewed. Last, we approved a lead teacher assignment. I will be attending most of the 917 open houses, and there's about 15 of them. If anyone is interested, they are listed on the right-hand side on the 917 home webpage. So if anybody would like to attend, and you know that some of them are located in our district, like at Cedar School and at other sites in our district. And that concludes the District 917 report. I also have a Hall of Fame report.
Go right ahead, please.
I'm quoting directly from the Hall of Fame website. The Burnsville High School Hall of Fame will welcome 5 new members at an induction ceremony on September 14th. They are Bruce Anderson, retired math teacher and coach, Brady Bedard, class of 1994, Terry Brown, class of 1971, Joan Brzezinski, class of 1980, and Rick Nelson, class of 1978. They joined 96 former students, staff, school groups, teams, and community members who have been inducted since the Hall of Fame recognized its first group of inductees during the school's 50th anniversary celebration in 2006. Here's my personal plug. Please join us for the reception, which begins at 4:30 in the Mraz Center. catered by our own culinary students under the direction of Matt Deutsch. The induction ceremony begins at 5:30 and concludes in time for us all to get out to the field before the game begins. There will be a halftime recognition of our honorees as well. And that concludes my report.
Great, thank you very much. Are there other reports? Director Schatz.
I have a report for the Burnsville Chamber of Commerce Policy Committee that tomorrow morning Dr. Battle, Chair Alt, and myself will be attending the regular Policy Committee meeting to discuss the upcoming levy.
Great, thank you. Any other reports?
I have a.
Director Hume.
So on Saturday, August 3rd, I attended the annual Foundation 191 Planning Retreat, which was held at the Savage City Hall. So topics included the recent departure of the Foundation's part-time admin, who they are hoping to replace soon, as it's a critical role in ensuring the success of the Foundation, the important work of the Foundation. They also talked a lot about planning and officer assignments for the coming year. They reviewed the grant application process and the timeline for this year. There was a little bit of discussion about the annual golf tournament fundraiser, which is coming up on Friday, September the 13th. There is still time to register for those who are interested. Information is on the website. The gala this year, that is held annually in February, is happening on Thursday, February the 13th. I checked, we do not have a board meeting that night. Foundation Awards Night will be on Wednesday, May the 20th, and the next monthly meeting of the Foundation is on Tuesday, September the 10th at 5 p.m. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. Director Courier.
Chair Alt, I need to correct the date. The Hall of Fame game is on I am mixed up on my dates. It's September 13th, but it was wrong on the website. Needs to be fixed. So as I was composing, I must have messed up looking at the website. So it's September 13th.
Great, thank you for that. Yes.
Friday
thank you for
the
that clarification.
13th.
I wasn't going to say anything. Any others? All right, thank you all. Next, we will turn to our superintendent for superintendent's report. Dr. Battle.
Thank you, Board Chair Alt and members of the board. Tonight, I'd like to take some time to introduce you to some of our newest school and district leaders. We are proud to have them join the 191 team to take on new roles, and I think it's important that you have an opportunity to meet them and get to know a little bit more about them. First, we'll start with Eddie Blaylock. Mr. Blaylock is the new associate principal at Metcalf Middle School. He joined 191 last year as dean at Eagle Ridge Middle School, where he helped create a safe and positive school environment, working one-on-one and as part of a team to address student needs. In his experience as an educator, his work has centered around helping students succeed through skill building, creating support systems, and finding ways to gather the resources students need. I have no doubt that Mr. Blaylock will continue to contribute to student success in his new role at Metcalf Middle School. Please join me in welcoming Associate Principal Eddie Blaylock. Next, we have Mohammed Salim. Mr. Salim is our new principal at William Byrne Elementary School. He was the clear choice after a rigorous selection process that included 3 rounds of interviews with district administrators, principals, teachers, support staff, and parents. He was most recently the assistant director of TESFA International School and comes to District 191 with experience as a teacher, dean of students, and math coordinator. His previous supervisor called him a star in the making. Mr. Salim is also a resident of Burnsville with 2 children in District 191 schools. Please welcome Principal Mohammed Salim. And finally, tonight, Amina Oftedal. Ms. Oftedal joined us this summer as our Director of Curriculum Instruction and Assessment. She comes to us with a tremendous amount of experience as an educational leader, including more than 15 years in district-level leadership roles, including as Director of Curriculum and Director of Educational Services. She also has 11 years of experience as a classroom teacher. In just a short time, she has already shown that she has tremendous knowledge and experience, is a passionate educator, and a thoughtful, collaborative leader. I'm grateful to have her on our team. Please welcome Director Amina Oftedal. Chair Alt and members of the board, that concludes my report for tonight.
Thank you, Dr. Battle. All right, next, we will move on to approving our consent agenda. Although board action is required, it is generally unnecessary to hold discussion on these items. In the event a board member wishes to discuss an item, that item will be moved for separate consideration. Do board members have items they wish to remove? Seeing none, I will take a motion to approve.
So moved.
Moved by Director Courier, second.
Second.
Seconded by Director Hume. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. And the motion carries. New business. I would like to invite Stacy Sovine, Human Resources Director, to the podium. We are being asked to approve board programming and staffing retention priorities for the 2021 school year. Welcome, Stacy.
Thank you, Chair Alt, Dr. Battle, members of the board. Tonight I'm bringing before you a proposal for board priorities as a part of our 2017-2019 negotiations with the teachers. We agreed upon language. We agreed upon language that would allow the board to identify on an annual basis priorities where you folks could, because of licenses, certifications, other types of partnerships, a number of different things, where you could establish priorities that would remove those teachers, those individuals from the ULA process for the following year if we had to do layoffs, okay? It was a great achievement for the board to be able to identify and have these priorities that you're able to identify each year. We do the priorities in August for the upcoming year so that it gives everybody an ample opportunity to know where they may fall in this process if we do have to do layoffs. That's why we do it in August. We don't wait until if we have budget reductions in the spring to suddenly identify priorities, because that wouldn't necessarily be fair or equal to the teachers to understand where they might be in that process. We also, the dates may seem a little bit confusing, we're also identifying the priorities for next year, because the layoffs that you have this spring, if you have any layoffs, will impact next year. So that's why we do it in advance nearly a year. So with that, would you like me to read the recommendation?
Yes, please.
That the Board of, the recommendation is that the Board of Education approves the 2020-2021 school year, the proposed programming priorities and staffing retention protections, and their qualifying criteria in the following areas. I'm not going to read the table for you if that's all right.
That's perfectly fine.
Be it further resolved that staffing retention protection aligns with the District 191 strategic plan and are for traits such as unique specialized training, external certifications or licenses, language proficiency, and recruitment and retention of teachers and administrators with diverse racial and ethnic backgrounds. The staffing retention protections do not limit the board's ability to determine the programs, functions, overall budget, utilization of technology, organizational structure, selection of personnel, ability to discipline, and the direction and number of personnel.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve the recommendation? So moved by Director Miller, second. Seconded by Director Schatz. questions or comments? Okay. I just have one. I think it's just fair, since we didn't read the table, which is perfectly fine, just to identify for our audience that the priorities focus on our pathway programs because of the unique certification required by those teachers.
And, yeah, Pathways primarily Project Lead the Way in our college and schools. College and schools requires you to have an advanced degree in the content area as well. For like math teachers, they would actually have to have a master's in math as well as their educational license.
And it's important to us to be able to protect our programming as much as we can. So we're proud to be able to have these priorities again. With that, all those in favor of approving the recommendation, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. And the motion carries. I will take a motion to adjourn to a Student Performance and Achievement Committee meeting on third grade literacy and reading. Moved by Director Hume, seconded by Director Miller. All those in favor of adjourning, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned. We will take 5 minutes. We'll be back here at 6:50 to start our workshop.